I think one way that we might be able to sum that up is that regardless of the portrayal of blackness that a person is putting forward, whether that's somebody who is black or if it's somebody who is, whether they're bougie or they're from the hood or what have you, whether they are guilty or innocent of a crime, it doesn't matter. We're not asking you to judge us. We're asking you to treat us as human beings. And so we shouldn't have to conduct ourselves in a way where we're afraid to express our authentic selves, because that in and of itself is an offense to you.
Like, cause y'all don't have to. Like, the idea is like, I think what typically happens is like we are raised in a situation where like the emphasis is like ensuring white comfort. So even for me, like the idea of like a lot of what I've been doing of late has been interrogating like what I do to make other people comfortable, right? Like being somebody who was like 6'3", 6'4", like just like somebody built like a wide receiver, like no, like a defensive lineman or something. So so the idea being that like all the ways that like whether overtly or covertly, like I've had to like shrink, and like just kind of like just like kind of interrogating the whys, right? Because the idea is like again, so and even one of the and even like us not, I'm not here to like throw anything on anybody's like parade, but but even when we when we make the posters and all the other stuff about like the rallies and the marches, when we put peaceful in like 25 bold font Arial, like that's to protect white comfort. When we tell the cops where we're gonna be so they can help us like figure out the logistics of the rally, that's protecting white comfort. Like so, it's like there's a lot of things that we do that we have to interrogate because it's like how like the master's tools code, like it's not going to demolish the house because we're working with the people that we're trying to like protest against.
Can I just?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, I hear you. When I do those things, I'm doing it to protect the black people that are there.
I know that.
I know that there are counter protesters, there are armed militia. Of course, it's a difficult, because you raise an important point. It's like we're working with police officers while trying to protest police brutality.
And I completely I understand the need for public safety. I get that, right? But there's it's the optics of it is what I'm saying. But go ahead.
Yeah, no. I agree with you. That the optics are very tricky. But at the end of the day, that's why I try to really go at it. And my remarks where I'm just like, y'all are guests here. This is a space where we're centering black voices. And it's a really difficult avenue to navigate, but I hear you. I truly do.
Yeah, I'm kind of on that same sentiment too, because I really feel like it's protecting the people who have the right message, because if we are here for the right things, there's no reason for them to get involved anyways. And quite honestly, even if you don't invite them, they'll know you're there and they're going to watch us. Every time I've done something and don't invite the police, they're there. They're watching you and they're waiting for us to do something. And I'd rather be on the offense side of that and like be proactive and be like, you're already here, you're already on the side, you already know what our message is. Or anybody else I'm involved with will be the spokesperson and say, this is what the message is. And anything beyond this isn't what we're here for. And that's
understood.
Where I'm definitely like, where I stop is, especially because I'm an event producer, I stop at the point where the city starts telling me what to say.
Yeah.
If they want to appreciate and be there, if they tell me what to say and try to puppeteer me, I will vocally, no.
But I'm holding space for the idea that we shouldn't have to vet our protest to the people that we're protesting against. And I understand that it's tricky, 100%. Yeah. Maybe it's even idealistic, right? But if we're talking about like liberty and freedom and all the things that it entails, like when they decided they want to bring their guns to City Hall, they don't call anybody ahead.
No, they do not. And trust me, I know those people. I know a lot of them personally, and I called them out specifically that they did not show up to our rallies and say anything. They want to get non-political all of a sudden right now, but they want to fight for restaurants to open up. They're a little confused in their message.
It's true. And again, like I agree with what's been said. Sorry, I'm bumping into myself. I agree with what's been said. And I absolutely like, for me, again, it's a personal thing. I can only speak for myself, and I'm very aware of that. But for me, I've gotten to a point where I preface almost everything I do with, okay, this is going to be Black as hell. If you don't want to be here for Black as hell, you got to go. and so I let people decide what they want to do and conduct themselves accordingly. But yeah, absolutely, I agree that if you are
But
going
even
to,
saying that's funny that that's the Black experience. We're already trying to make people feel comfortable, and we're
That's it.
uncomfortable.
We're fighting for
Exactly,
Black. We're
exactly.
fighting for white comfort. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Like, and it's just understanding that even if it's something that we are doing because logistically it makes sense, understanding that that is why we're doing it.
Yep.
Like, fundamentally, that is why we're doing it. And it's funny because we talk about peaceful rallies, and then time for peace was going to be when the interaction happened. And looking at all these rallies, the only people who have been like non-peaceful have been the police.
Yep.
And
Or they've been
counter-protesters.
inciting it, counter protesters,
Yeah.
or they've been inciting it by putting stacks of bricks in random spots for no reason.
With no construction in sight.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.